Yes. Now direct tax. This is the most awaiting in today's budget, awaiting announcement, direct tax. But before that, let me take a quick poll over here. I'll take within 10 seconds. Yes, in your view, more disposable income due to reduction in taxes, it will result into what? Savings, investment, more expenditure, both. Yeah. If you see, tomorrow if I get more disposable income, 24% are saying that saving and investment पे मैं ज़्यादा करूँगा, more expenditure. They are saying 36% of the participants, they are saying that I'll do more expenditure. And 40% are saying are both. Now, who is most clever? That is to be seen. जो बोल रहे हैं कि ज़्यादा मैं expenditure करूँगा, या जो बोल रहे हैं कि मैं saving भी करूँगा और expenditure भी करूँगा. Why I have taken this poll? There is some reason. Reason is, wait a moment. Reason is, do you feel that government has given this bonanza without any thinking, or they have this thing in mind that middle class, they are not given anything for last 3-4 years? In my view, no. Why I'm saying so? Already 3-4 years in new tax regime, they are continuously giving the benefit of tax exemption by in new tax regime, I'm saying, because they want to make old tax regime disincentivized. So न्यू टैक्स रेजिम में ये उन्होंने देने का प्रयोजन क्या था? एवरीथिंग इज कनेक्टेड because of the global war, tariff war, we cannot rely on the global market. No doubt we need to be competitive. But India's strength is the local domestic market, domestic consumption. Now, domestic consumption, what is the reason that GDP has fallen down? अगर मेरे पास पैसा नहीं है तो मैं खर्चा नहीं करूंगा. खर्चा नहीं करोगे, if I'm not spending, then there will not be economic activity, or corporate sales will not be to that extent. Obviously, they will not put up plant. Obviously, they will not put up more plant. There will be no generation of employment. There is no generation of employment. There is no additional surplus revenue, surplus disposable income. नाउ ये अगर विशेष सर्कल तोड़ना है, अगर ये अभिमन्यु का चक्रव्यूह तोड़ना है, तो क्या करना पड़ेगा? इमीडिएटली कहीं से तो मुझे स्टार्ट करना है. व्हेन आई हैव हर्ड from 7% to 12 lakhs, 7 lakhs to 12 lakhs, I could not believe. Then after the pause, I also understood there is a well thought that they are expecting this particular segment, if we provide more disposable income, they will either go for more real estate property purchase. Obviously, that will also enhance economic activity. They will spend more on the revenue expenditure. So that is the reason. There is a logic behind, or there is an economic reason behind this increase. So on this, as we have said, that they are saying that it will be 12 lakh. Up to 12 lakh, there will be no. So current tax structure it is given. Proposed tax structure it is given. The moment you exceed 12 lakh, we need to find out how much tax liability you have to pay. Okay. Now, in the present tax structure, we have given, if you want, I will ask my team to share the PDF or Excel file of this. If your income is ranging 8 lakhs, 9 lakhs, consider my income is 10 lakhs. My present tax is 50,000. Proposed is 40,000. My proposed tax saving is 10,000. If you see, more tax saving is in the range of assesses having income of 16 to 24 lakh. Okay. So this is really a big relief for tax-paying citizens, but how it will have ripple effect on the economy, that we have to see over a period of time. Now, next one is new tax regime that we have already seen. What is as per current tax regime, as per proposed tax regime, rebate 25,000 tha, abhi 60,000. Next. This is more important. This is the main thing which is otherwise 12 lakhs. वो बहुत बड़ा धमाका था, उसलिए उन्होंने धमाका end में किया. This is something you always surprise you keep at the end. When finance minister has not announced it, everyone has understood there must be big coming now. So, जब भी आप 194 आए, TDS on rent, जब आप किसी को रेंट पे हाउस प्रॉपर्टी दे रहे हो, then TDS is deducted about 2,40,000 generally. Now they have increased it to 50,000 per month. That means if your rent is less than 6 lakh rupees, no TDS provisions are attracted. If time constraint, due to time, we cannot take each and everything, but everything has got some reason. Again, this is a deregulation. They are allowing you to have with more money, and you have more money, spend more, and join the civilization of the journey of Viksit Bharat. Now, one more thing, updated return. अभी क्या होता था कि मैंने रिटर्न फाइल कर दिया और मुझे मालूम ही नहीं है कि रिटर्न फाइल करते वक्त मुझसे कुछ बिकॉज ऑफ इनएडवर्टेंट एरर समथिंग इज मिस्ड आउट. तो लास्ट बजट में, लास्ट टू लास्ट बजट, two years back, they have brought out this provision of filing updated return. Now, what is that provision? That if you file within 12 months after end of the year, you have to pay, but give me 25% additional tax. That's what government is saying. आप 24 महीने में भरते हो तो आप 50 तक का ज्यादा दे. लेकिन उन्होंने क्या बोला, अभी अब 4 साल तक अगर आपको कुछ रिटर्न, किसी का आपके पास कोई क्लाइंट आ रहा है या आपके पास किसी घर का रिटर्न, किसी का रिटर्न फाइल करना भूल गए 4 साल, then you can file, but only with the some additional cost. If it is for within 3 years, it is 60%, and within 4 years, it is 70%. Okay, that means suppose your tax is coming to 1 lakh, then you have to pay additional 70%, 1,70,000. Now this change in TDS threshold limits. Okay, so पहले तो interest on securities पे कुछ नहीं था, मतलब from rupee 1 it is payable. अभी 10,000 तक उन्होंने माफ कर दिया है, तो 10,000 तक TDS नहीं कटेगा. सबसे बड़ी रियायत लाई है उन्होंने for senior citizens. Again, I would not call them as a vulnerable, but definitely it's a very sensitive segment of our economy. They have contributed to the GDP in the past, and they are today also they are contributing. But for them, earlier interest on TDS is up to 50,000. That means suppose I am having a 1 lakh TDS now, 1 lakh interest now, then no TDS will be deducted. Okay, that means I am having 10 lakhs FD and I am getting 1 lakh interest on FD or 12 lakh FD. Still, there will not be TDS provisions attracted. There is no need to file TDS return for them if they are not falling in other parameters. Rest of the things I will touch upon only. These are just for the 194J professional fees. पहले 30,000 था, अभी 50 हुआ. It's a more of an academic and more for professionals or business entrepreneurs. They must be having their consultants. You can always be aware and make them aware अगर उनके हाथ से कुछ छूट रहा है. This amendment to TCS, TCS पे भी उन्होंने रेट्स कट कर दिए. जैसे TDS रहता है ना, उसके हिसाब से TCS भी रहता है. अगर आपने इन नियर फ्यूचर की कार खरीदी हो, तो कार के साथ 10 लाख की कार हो ना, तो उसके साथ वो 1% एडिशनल लेते हैं. So that is TCS, that you get it back. Okay. So in that scenario, this particular timber हमारे से आम आदमी के जिंदगी में ये नहीं आएगा, फिर भी ये जस्ट फॉर डेटा पॉइंट व्यू कवर। हाँ, एक ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, उन्होंने क्या लगाया था कि किसी ने, अगर मैं एंटरप्रेनर हूं, मैं बिजनेस हूं, मेरा प्रोफेशनल है, और मैं किसी को पेमेंट दे रहा हूं, अगर उसने टीडीएस रिटर्न फाइल नहीं किया है ना, देन आई हैव टू डिडक्ट टीडीएस ऑन हायर रेट, एंड देयर इज ह्यू एंड क्राई। द क्लाइंट्स वर आस्किंग, बिजनेस एंटरप्राइज आस्किंग, कंसल्टेंट्स भी बेजार हो गए थे, अरे कैसा इसका ट्रैक रखेंगे? मैं किसी को पेमेंट दे रहा हूं, वो रिटर्न नहीं फाइल कर रहा है, उसका ट्रैक में रखूं या मेरा धंधा करूं मैं? So wisdom has fallen upon, and now this has been withdrawn. Again, this is, it's not that uh, like us also, we take some decision after some time, after file, we understand, no, this is not working. Let us withdraw. So this is a welcome step. One more thing which is applicable to all those parents where their children are staying outside, they have gone abroad for education. तो वहां वी हैव टू रेमिट मनी फ्रॉम इंडिया टू अब्रॉड। तो अभी क्या होता था, 7 लाख के ऊपर आप रेमिट करोगे ना, तो आई थिंक 5% या 2%, कुछ तो टीडीएस था, 5% था ना, बाद में उसने 2% किया था। तो अभी उन्होंने क्या किया है, 10 लाख के ऊपर 10 लाख तक लगेगा ही नहीं टीडीएस, सो दैट दे हैव इंक्रीज। एंड वन मोर additional thing they have brought, that if you are going for education and that money is given out of the borrowings, then also TDS is not attracted. Okay. In case you have any further queries, feel free to connect to my team. हाँ, यहाँ ऐसा एक ट्रांजैक्शन था, जस्ट एकेडमिक आई एम डिस्कसिंग, कि एक ही ट्रांजैक्शन पे मैं किसी को गुड्स दे रहा हूँ, उसके ऊपर टीडीएस भी आता था और टीसीएस भी आता था। इट वॉज सो कंफ्यूजिंग फॉर बोथ द पार्टीज, कौन क्या काटने वाला है। आप टीडीएस काटने वाले हो और मैं टीसीएस काटने वाला हूँ, दे आर एबॉलिश द टीसीएस। सो देर आर दीज आर सम डेफिनेटली अ वेलकम टेस्ट, वेलकम स्टेप्स गवर्नमेंट हैज टेकन। नो चैरिटेबल ट्रस्ट में क्या था कि कुछ स्पेसिफिक वायोलेशन हो गया तो आपका एप्लीकेशन वो रिजेक्ट करते थे या कैंसिल करते थे। लेकिन अगर उसमें कुछ इनकम्प्लीट एप्लीकेशन है तो दे आर सेइंग we will not cancel the registration. So this is very positive sign on behalf of the government. They are also responding. Generally we always, it's a human tendency. हमारा हमारे जैसा नहीं हुआ तो we have always, that particular habit of hammering without understanding others' viewpoint. Others' viewpoint हमें पता ही नहीं चलता। अदर्स पॉइंट हमारा फैमिली का नहीं पता चलता, तो गवर्नमेंट का पता चलने के लिए हमें इकोनॉमिक सर्वे देखना पड़ेगा कि ये क्यों कर रहे हैं। ठीक है। सो वैलिडिटी ऑफ रजिस्ट्रेशन ऑफ स्मॉलर ट्रस्ट। ओके, सो दे आर सेइंग इफ आर हैविंग इनकम लेस देन 5 crores, okay, then there is no need to renew that registration. Okay. Period of validity of registration of trust is increased from 5 years to 10 years proposed. Okay. Uh, this I'll skip. This is, if someone from the trust, you can ask me, this is substantial contributors means उन्होंने कुछ लाया है. Now we'll go to the indirect tax. Indirect tax, again, there is one Supreme Court case. What was the case name? Safari Retreat. In which Supreme Court has given certain decision. To overturn that decision, they have brought this amendment in section 17(5)(d). It's pertaining to block credit. Okay. There are not much changes, and this is pertaining to credit notes where you have to reverse the, if only you can take the credit only if the recipient also reverses the claim credit. It's that simple. But if you are interested, we can get in touch with. So friends, again, this was a marathon thing. I have tried to touch upon certain areas to the best of my ability. I know there are many things to be discussed, but because of the time constraint. So on this note, when I've seen this budget, It has made me reflect on certain common important points. What was those points, friends? Those points are, be it our nation or our personal life. Our why has to be very clear. Now, what is why? Why means our very purpose of existence. When we are clear with our vision, values, and beliefs, our why will be clear. So, what is India? Why? What is India's why? Our nation's why? So, India's why or India's vision to become developed economy, a Viksit Bharat by 2047. And what is utmost important, to have clarity about our why. In our personal life too, our life is much sorted and clearly directed if we are clear about our why. हमें पता ही नहीं हम लोग क्या कर रहे हैं और किस लिए कर रहे हैं. Our very purpose of existence. I recall one innocent student has posed this question to our president, visionary and inspiration for youth, APJ Abdul Kalam. Very kiddish manner. जैसे बच्चे पूछते हैं ना, what are the strengths and weaknesses of India? So he said, he laughed first, APJ Abdul Kalam. In reply, he said, major strength of India is 600 billion youth. So true it is. What government is focusing? Why world is looking at India? That is for this particular human capital. Abdul Kalam, sir, what he said, and I quote, ignited mind of the youth is the most powerful resource on the earth, above the earth and under the earth. So if you are seeing in our budget also, finance minister or economic survey, they are all focusing on the youth of India. In same conversation, our visionary leader, Abdul Kalam sir, in responding to what is weakness of any nation, he said beautifully, having no vision is a weakness. He said, and I quote, without vision, nation dies. It is so true. We, the nation, or we as individual, without why, without purpose, it is a ship without direction. So we are having this particular vision as Viksit Bharat, and that is blessing for all of us. Think of it. Now, what is important is my vision, my goal, or my journey. What is the goal? Viksit Bharat. Now, what is important is journey towards that vision. First, we have covered vision. Give me 2-3 minutes because I try to make analogy of nation and individual life. To achieve vision, we keep a goal. Now, journey towards this goal. During these next 25 years, we as country will undergo transformational changes. Is it not? And already they have started. आप रिक्शा वाले के पास जाओ, वो बोलता है सर जीपे से कर दो ना. Things have gone digital. We are never thought of. We are talking on this Zoom. This is a blessing. Because of we curse Corona, but this is a blessing of Corona. Introduction of GST. Is it not a blessing? It's a blessing. It was a painful in earlier days or earlier years, but still there are some nitty-gritties, but that can be corrected. Changes in the processes and systems, and above all, in this 25 years journey, mindset of people is changing slowly and gradually. We may not find that change immediately, but we will see definitely over a period of time. In our personal life also, friends, for achieving any goal, be it a relationship goal, be it a health goal, finance goal, be it an education goal, what we become in that journey is much more valuable. Goal important, I am not saying goal is not important, but what we become in that journey is much more valuable. During this incredible journey as a nation or individual, what is greatest value in life is not what we get, but what is most important is that what we become as a nation, as individual during this journey. We are bound to face obstacles, difficulties, failures, temporary setbacks. And this brings me to next common factor. First, we have what we have seen, vision, then from goals, and then we have come to journey. Next common factor, what I have seen, fear of failure. Frankly, दोस्तों, मैंने भी देखा कि अरे ये तो इकोनॉमी स्लाइड डाउन हो रही है, क्या होने वाला है. Again, this emotion is also for same for nation and our personal life. As we are aware, last 2 quarters were a bit challenging and our growth rate has slowed down. People who have put money in the market, they must also be, just thinking what will happen. There are so many factors involved that we have already discussed. We need to post 8 to 10% growth rate. अगर मुझे 2047 अचीव करना है तो मुझे 8 to 10% ग्रोथ रेट में अचीव करने वाला हूं करना पड़ेगा as a to become a developed nation. On the midst of FDI is negative, rupee is dwindling, our trade deficit is there, it is not good. How do we achieve it? But the best line I ever heard in my life. This is $1 million line. If sometimes you are in dark place, you think you have been buried. If sometimes you are in dark place, you think you have been buried, but actually you have been planted. Think of it. Policymakers cause it as a blip and already unfolded strategy for raising the game, which we have discussed in nutshell. We are seeing how to raise the game. Analogy which one can draw in the present situation with Indian economy and your life, our life. In our personal life also, many times we do not try by overestimating chances of failure. Human tendency है ना, अरे नहीं मैं जाता ही नहीं, अरे क्या प्रॉब्लम हो जाएगा, आज मैंने ये वेबिनार करता ही नहीं, अरे ओवरनाइट करना है, हाउ इज इट पॉसिबल टू मेक दिस, टू अंडरस्टैंड, इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट, अदर वर्क प्रेशर, asking the team, they are working relentlessly. I think they have slept 4-5 hours yesterday night. So that particular फेलियर का माइंड पे बहुत था, ये वेबिनार के बारे में भी. We do not try by overestimating chances of failure, but we ignore the chances of success. What if we succeed? What if I get successful? On philosophical note, failure, I feel it is not opposite of success, but failure is a part of success. The successful leaders offers us valuable lesson. They see permanent setback as opportunity for growth. Then what is success? How do we achieve it? कोई formula है? So we have started with vision, then goals, then fear of failure. Then boss बोलो तो ना success कैसे लाऊं मैं? So that brings me to the last common factor, discipline. Success is nothing, just listen to this. Success is nothing but a few seemingly small disciplines. Practice every day. If you do that, it compounds. Think about it. Our fiscal deficit was not promising because of the COVID. 9 था ना, 9. But by now, our fiscal deficit is well under control. और नीचे आना चाहिए वो छोड़ो बात, लेकिन आज के डेट में तो 4.6, 4.5 है. Do you feel that it is just हो गया? नहीं. This is due to budget reallocation, controlling expenses, revenue augmentation, sometimes, painful decisions. At times, sticking to painful choices in our life too, we can always choose. What are those choices? What time we wake up? What we choose to read instead of watching TV or nowadays Netflix. You can always choose to have a healthy nutrient food over a junk food. It's painful ना, कोई तो खा रहा है और हम लोग खा रहे हैं, हमें लगता है ना अरे वो खाना चाहिए ज्यादा. So discipline is like a compound interest. It builds on itself. If we keep this discipline day after day, year after year, just like compounding interest, it gives you result. But everything comes at a price tag. What is that price tag? The pain of a discipline, to getting out of the bed, It's a painful, but that moment, if you take that decision, you swallow that pain, then you will not have to face the pain of regret. What is pain of regret? Seeing you on the nursing home after 10 years, that's a pain of regret. And that pain of regret is immensely higher than pain of discipline. So on this, I conclude from a wonderful verse uh, from Bhagavad Gita. That is Adhyay 6, verse 17. When I see all this, frankly, our Vedic scriptures, Bhagavad Gita, everything is there. हमारे अंदर ही है, हम बाहर खोज रहे हैं, हम वेस्टर्न कंट्रीज में खोज रहे हैं. वो वर्स ये है, युक्ताहार विहारस्य युक्त चेष्टस्य कर्मसु युक्त स्वप्नावबोधस्य योगो भवति दुःखः. So, ये क्या है, श्री कृष्ण ने क्या कहा है? वो कहते हैं कि योग तो उसी को सिद्ध होता है जो ठीक से खाता है, ठीक से सोता है और अपने कर्मों पे पूरी निष्ठा रखता है. ऐसा ही साधक पूरा योग पूरा होता है, उसके सारे दुख कट जाते हैं और जो भी काम करता है, अगर वो डिसिप्लिन से करेगा तो उसे कभी कष्ट नहीं होता. थिंक ऑफ इट. So on this positive note, friends, we'll conclude our today's session. We'll take some questions in QA plus question answers. Before that, I thank all of you for giving your valuable time. It's most precious gift you all have given me on this auspicious day. I thank my family, friends, and my entire team. Without their patience, tireless efforts, and this presentation would not have been possible. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes. Any questions or just okay. How much time you think it will take to see positive changes? So this is asked by Atul, my friend. Nothing happens overnight. I have heard of bamboo tree. Bamboo tree, once if you sow the seeds, first 4 years, you will not see anything coming out of the ground. But all of a sudden, after 4 years, you will see that bamboo tree which you have planted 4 years back, that will become 50 feet tall within 2-3 months. So Atul, your question is right, but it's very difficult to answer. But we have to sow these seeds of discipline, time and consistently, and we'll definitely have the fruits of our efforts. Yes, attendees. Yatin, can you please help me to unmute? Because Satish wants to ask some question. Yes, how will you rate this budget in the scale of 10? Manoj. Thank you, Manoj, for being there. You are my big supporter. Always be there, giving us more encouragement. So coming back to your question, scale of 1 to 10. It's a very no-brainer question, but it's very difficult question as well. I'll put it my weight at 7. Because many things, government is in right direction. 7 to 8. Government is right direction, but there are so many factors which are not in the control of government. So this budget will not give only a path of journey. In going future, there will be intervention required. Okay. Yes, Satish, can you unmute?
Hi, Mangesh.
Yeah, hi, hi.
Thank you so much for your inputs.
Yes, yes.
Can you put focus on the self-occupied properties more than two, if anyone is holding?
Yes, what they have said, the self-occupied property, if you are holding, earlier one self-occupied property was having a nil value. Going forward, they have in this budget, they have said that there will be two such properties will be considered as a nil value. So, Satish, they have not brought anything for the real estate. But I think indirectly this will give some inclination or the some motivation for people to hold at least two properties.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yes, welcome. Yes, yes. So there are no any further questions. So, so we'll conclude this session. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much.